should've kept my name out your mouth. Fast Evo, how it all turned out. When you try to use my name for a clout, keep on going, give you something you can talk about. Throwing all the good vibes out the window. Never thought you would seem so low. Somebody come hold my cup. A squirrel is acting up.
And I do mean a squirrel.
He's really acting up.
These squirrels, I swear to God.
She really acting up. What's wrong with her?
Welcome into my world. You're playing my game. Thought that you could come up and they're fitting off of my name. Talking out the side of your neck like you're insane. Cortisol levels to the roof. Inflame. Kids these days so shameless. Selling out real friends for a paycheck. Mama didn't teach them no home training. Wanna beat me so bad, but they failing. Step to the plate though. I'll take a challenger. I ain't scared of no low life scavenger. I should warn you though, if you haven't heard, I ain't no Colleen ukulele Ballinger. Shots been fired. Run and tell that. Say it to my face though. Now behind my back. Won't be long till you share it in the group chat. And when I call you up, you gonna backtrack.
And you should've kept my name out your mouth. Fast Evo, how it all turned out. When you try to use my name for a clout, keep on going, give you something you can talk about. Throwing all the good vibes out the window. Never thought you would seem so low. Somebody come hold my cup.
Please.
A squirrel is acting up.
Seriously though, do you think it's a medical condition?
Really acting up.
Maybe it's demons, I really don't know.
She really
Acting up. They ain't right. And the mic is muted. That's how you know I'm not a plant. We are live. It is Friday, March 20th, 2026. How are you doing? Okay, the mic should be on now. Can you hear it now? Can you hear me now? That's how you know I'm not a plant. Anyway, okay, so here we are, BJC Live Show. We are live. We're here. Still muted? Uh-oh. No. Y'all can hear me now. Okay. Do you hear me now? Good. Okay. Wow. Oh my God. I think one of the Diddy demons sent over the exhaustion or something, y'all. I don't know if I overdid it on yesterday's live. I know y'all can hear me now. I had my mic muted. I was trying to have my squirrel acting up moment. That is me. That is my music video. Squirrel is Acting Up by Goriana. Here I am. Here we are. Wow. Okay. So whoa, what are we going to talk about today? We got to talk about David. We got to talk about Justin Bieber getting into it with Usher at one of the Kardashians' party. We also have to talk about not Sean P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Combs. Let me get my little list out. We might talk about Live Nation. I didn't know if I was going to talk about Live Nation or not, but I think I'm going to work it in because Desiree Perez, I just found out, it's why I'm running a little bit late. I was actually going to run like a 15-minute like music video thing, but then I ended up having to spend those 15 minutes while I was going to put that together, ended up having to spend doing a counter notification to a copyright strike on my other channel. My other channel, yeah, BJ Investigates, Desiree Perez or somebody from the 4040 Club or something, copyright struck. I got a strike. Copyright struck my channel. And so I had to do a counter notification. So since I had to spend my time doing that, nearing up on 3:33 today, then maybe I'll work in Live Nation. Just now I might. You cannot send a super chat or a super sticker on this channel because guess why? Because it's not monetized. Okay. If you're in this chat right now, you're one of the first 138 people in this chat, 140 on this channel. Welcome. You are allowed to consider yourself an OG. You are allowed to consider yourself an OG of this channel. Somebody said, oh, I see the real, Christy said, oh, I see the real elites have gathered here today on this new live stream. Yes, this is the real elites. I don't even see my, yep, Christine, OG, yep, Ashley, OG, who's in here, OG, congratulations on the new channel, thank you. So, oh, my mama's in the chat. Y'all, some of y'all were OG in here before my own mama. Yes, you were. I need to make her a mod, though. So I thought today we could be kind of like chill because like I'm not really I don't know if I overdid it with the Afroman trial yesterday. I'm feeling kind of hoarse, like my voice. Okay, let me hold on. Let me make my mama a mod real quick. Where is she? She's gonna be in and out. I already made Birmingham Leprechaun into a mod. Right now, the only mods I'm doing for mods are the ones that are already mods. On my other channels, but if I do need some more mods, I will let y'all know. It depends, you know, how things go, because this is going to be a live channel, so I don't want to like have anybody doing too much more, you know, work. But right now I'm not accepting applications for new mods at the moment on my channel with 3,000 subscribers, if you don't mind. Anyway, hopefully it grows. Thank y'all so much to the people who have already subscribed. I do want to have a little subscribe-a-thon today, if you don't mind. Okay, so what I'm planning on doing for this channel, just to give y'all a little overview, I am planning on going live about at least 2 times a week. I'm thinking like I want to shoot for 3. Some weeks I'm sure I'll do more than 3, but just to give y'all an idea of what to expect, I'm planning on going live about, you know, at least minimum 2 times a week, and maybe 3, maybe 5. Who knows? We're going to see. Like, for example, when we're in the Blake Lively trial, which is coming up in about 2 months or less. When we are in the Blake Lively trial, I'm going to be going live every day because it's going to be an ongoing trial. And as you see on my new little banner up there, I think I need to make this banner. I made this myself by hand in Canva, not sponsored. I made it. So I need to put like a darker background on there so you can read it. Sorry to the visually impaired. I'm doing my best here. It says current events, true crime, legal commentary, edutainment. Okay, that's what it says up there. If you can't read it, my bad. I'm gonna fix it. I'm just this is my first episode. So our first 7 minutes. Okay. So what, I don't know if I overworked myself with the Afroman trial yesterday. I'm a little bit hoarse. But what I'm planning on doing is, you know, this is the special launch party of the channel. But once I'm going live, like probably starting next week when I do go live, it'll probably be like around the same time each day, approximately. So I'm thinking about going live earlier in the day. I'm more of a morning person. About 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, really, 2:30, I start to get a little bit the afternoon sleepies or whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna probably be going live about around like noon, maybe 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern, maybe noon, like somewhere in that window. And then I'm gonna be staying live for like a few hours each live stream. I do plan on making it into kind of like, you know, like a show, as it were. We're going to have segments. I do have a Squirrel is Acting Up segment. I might add in a Fashion Police segment. Why don't y'all, since y'all are the OGs, this is the first 186 people ever on this channel in a live stream. So why don't y'all give me some segment suggestions if you want to. You don't have to. I have some ideas of my own anyway, but just, you know, if y'all want to contribute. I have Squirrels Acting Up and Fashion Police as like fun, you know, little segments. And then mostly I'm going to just be covering the same stuff I already cover, like pop culture, legal cases, true crime legal cases, mostly stuff that revolves some way, somehow around legal or court cases. But, you know, sometimes I just can't help myself, have to jump in on some other topics here and there. The banner up there, it's a color. Oh my God. See, look, Piffy Long said it is a color she can't see, or they can't see. Yeah, no, it actually had like a really dark background behind it, or I thought it did, so that these like light letters kind of still would show up. And then there's like this shadow that made them stand out, but lawsuit of the week. Okay. Sketch people. I don't know what that means. Oh, a fit check segment. That is such a great idea. Okay, wait, let me write that idea down. That's a good one. Segments. Maybe lawsuit of the week. Although I hate to do something of the week and then I got to find it every week. You know what I mean? Lawsuit of the week. But I guess that could just be whatever one we're already on. That's a good idea. Fit check. Okay. Great ideas. Great ideas all around, team. Breaking news now. Oh, no. Breaking news, no matter the topic. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Breaking news, no matter the topic. Can we get a 1 in the chat if we're excited? Also, if y'all could hype this video. I know that you're not allowed, like not everybody has a hype left, and some people don't have the hype permissions. So that's fine. But if you can and you have the opportunity, you have the option, could you please click the hype? That I think really helping. That's really helping in March 2026, I heard. I'm trying, like, I know on my other channels I don't really care about no algorithms and stuff, but like I'm actually trying to like pay my legal bills off so I can like, move on with my life. So I'm really trying to like prioritize, with still keeping my motives, my ethics and my morals. I don't know why I said motives. Well, still my motives are still going to be the ethics and the morals. I'm not going to be, I'm not have no plans on taking any sponsorships. I mean, that I reserve the right to change my mind if I see somebody that wants to sponsor me that I like. But I ignore those emails because I don't want to give y'all no subscription services. I don't want to sell food products. I don't know what's in that food. Okay. So that's why I don't do sponsorships right now. But anyway, so I think the hype helps. Okay. And it's a free thing. If you could make sure, please make sure you're subscribed. You may have come here from my Instagram. You may have come here from my Twitter, from my That Surprise Witness account. This is going to be where I'm going to be going live now. This is the live stream headquarters, investigation headquarters hub. Oh, get ready with me. That's a nice one. Blooper or whoopsie of the week. I do have the squirrel acting up already, but I'll put that under there because it may end up being able to break into two. That's a good suggestion. Squirrel acting up. A blooper of the week. Oh, you mean like me? That would be funny if I did a blooper of the week. Oh my God, that would be such a good idea. Wait, that is a good idea because like I have these videos recorded. I have 2 videos recorded right now for BJ Investigates. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all want me to talk about Mamatina's Gumbo today. I do have a BJ Investigates coming on Mamatina's Gumbo though. I still like Man We Hate of the week. The hype button doesn't appear until after the live is over and it's mobile only. Thank you. Shout out to this is the live stream OGs right here. The first 212 people. Count yourself among. I know it's amazing. Thank y'all for subscribing. Almost 3,500 already. It's very, very humbling. I've been like kind of tearing up all day. I don't know. It might be the full moon or something. You're hilarious. Please, we could all use more laughs. That gumbo is a witch's brew. That's why the people got sick. Shit. Oh my God. One of my cousins on TikTok said, baby, that don't look like a gumbo to me. He said, that look more like a beef soup, seafood stew, or a witch's brew. Woo. Anyway, okay. So mashed potato frontal lobe, indeed. A comedy segment. Ooh, good idea, Tiki. Wait, hold on. I gotta do a mod nighting, everybody. 209 in the chat. Okay, the first topic we're gonna talk about is Usher. Usher versus Justin Bieber. They got in a fight somewhere recently. Not a full on physical fight, but they were calling it a near fist fight. So let me pull that article on up. The occasion of it all. Y'all heard that? I got it in me. Yeah. Don't come over here with the traca. Don't you do it. Okay. Who broke this news? I think it was TM Stupid Z. Usher. Bieber. Oh my gosh, so much stuff is happening. How did it take me so long? Murad Morali was on it. I know, Kel on Earth. Yeah, exactly. Justin, what? I don't know who Justin who? Okay, hold on. Oh yeah, Justin Bieber. I know, little Justin Bieber. I know. I was joking. And that's because, put a 3 in the chat if you already knew. Justin Bieber was originally signed by, it was like to a label or whatever, but it was by Scooter Braun and Usher, not just Scooter Braun. Like Scooter Braun like takes credit for like discovering Justin Bieber, but Usher also signed. Like it was what was it called? UB Entertainment. I don't know, something I don't remember right now. I don't remember right now what it was called, but it was like Scooter Braun and Usher both signed Justin Bieber to his first ever deal. I think I have a web on this. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find my web here. I think it's on the Tana Mojo web. Hold on. Y'all been keeping up what's going on with whoa, Vicky. It's kind of troublesome. Okay, so here's this web. Let me show y'all this web. Hold on, not that article yet. Okay. That's as big as it will go. I'm gonna need to make me a. I thought I had a different thing here. Hold on. Okay, that's as big as it's gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna have to change my little settings around and stuff. Okay, if I do this, it looks like it'll let me zoom in a little more. Okay, so where's Justin Bieber? Where's Justin Bieber? Okay, see this? See this? Can you see it? Okay, yeah, you can see it. Okay, so Justin Bieber was signed by Usher and Scooter Braun. Usher, of course, we know the flavor camp situation of it all. And then Diddy ends up, doing his own version of flavor camp. And this, LaFace Records, y'all know this. Y'all know this, Babyface. Well, I'm drawing a blank. L.A. Reid, Babyface, and Usher, and then Eris. Okay, so that's the web. Okay, that's the web. That's one of my very many webs. Here's Justin, the Buzz Mingen. He links in with Aura. Y'all remember Aura? He links in with Aura. Yeah, I mean, and the Kardashians. Okay, so I've been at this a while. If you just stumbled upon this channel, I've been at this a while. Okay. Now, that being said, that's why I say like little baby Usher, because like in my mind, when I think about Usher and Justin Bieber's relationship beginnings, Usher was a huge star already. He was a great singer, like R&B, icon. And Justin Bieber, was like a little kid when he got his first record deal. But yeah, no, he's definitely not a little baby at all anymore. I mean, poor thing. He looks rode hard, put up wet, but thoughts and prayers, bless his heart. Okay, here's the TMZ article. I mean, this is B Benwell. I have thought about this like already, like a little bit, but I just don't even know. It's kind of like one of those webbing situations. Like as soon as you start to pull on one thread, the whole sweater starts to come apart. So yeah, I mean, I would be interested in it. It's just difficult to know how to even begin. Hello from Tennessee. Shout out to the Tennessee cousins. How are you today from Tennessee? Where y'all all watching from? Where is everybody watching from? Okay, let me go to this. I'm going to have to like do some adjustments like while I'm on this live stream because y'all are not going to even be able to see this. Can you see it? Seems small. Okay. It says this came out yesterday. Usher and Justin Bieber intense altercation at Beyonce's Oscars after party. Okay. Like I said, this came out yesterday. Over 24 hours ago at this point, but they did update it last night. This is what little baby Justin Bieber has turned into. Bless his heart. Usher's holding up all right. He looks pretty much similar. He looks pretty much the same. Just more grown up version of himself. But I mean, thoughts and prayers for Justin Bieber. Hold on. Let me turn on the reader view. We have heard people talking about the incident between Usher and Justin, with some saying that it ended up as a fist fight between the two. Sources connected to Justin Bieber. Okay, so it's a Justin Bieber source. Talking to TMZ, they say Usher came up to Justin at the party with energy and anger. So Usher Usher and Justin Bieber at the same party. It's like a star-studded party or whatever. And Justin and Usher walks up to Justin Bieber, and Usher, who remember formally like signed him to a deal and stuff. He comes over to Justin Bieber with anger and energy and anger. And the two got into a heated exchange. The last time I read something like this, it was the Nick Reiner situation, or not the last time I read something like this, but rather the last time I remember like a big party fight happening recently. It was that one, right? Between Nick Reiner and his parents at the party. We got kind of like different stories about it. Well, similar here. We're getting different stories about it. Okay. So now it's like, oh, Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber's team's like, wait, well, we want to tell our side. Sources connected to Justin told TMZ Usher came up, energy, anger, heated exchange. The Bieber sources say there was actually no physical contact, but it was intense. We have blown up the telephones of Usher's camp to see if they have a consistent story, but we haven't heard back. We're told Justin has been trying, this is big, has been trying to erase everyone in his past. And one source connected to Justin Bieber told us he has always been rude to Usher. Still, it's unclear what the argument was about, though we're told it didn't drag on. So they don't know what the argument's about, but it didn't drag on. There could be lots of celebrity witnesses to the fight. Okay, so a lot of people probably witnessed it. Beyonce and Jay-Z were hosting, and the guest list was insane. Okay, so who was at this party? Here's who we know, according to TMZ. Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Coogler, I don't know who that is, sorry, Tiana Taylor, Timothy Chalamet, and Kylie Jenner, but apparently they are broken up or on the rocks or something. Austin Butler, who is Vanessa Hudgens' ex, Jacob Elordi, Emma Stone, these are all the people at the party. Emma Watson, Kendall Jenner, why they put Kendall Jenner so far down from Kylie Jenner? That seems shady. Megan Fox, Kris Jenner, Sofia Vergara, Vin Diesel, John Baptiste, oh my God, love him, Jack O'Connell, Chloe Bailey, Vanessa, and Natalia Bryant, plus Justin Bieber's wife, Hailey Bieber, was at the party. The last time we saw Justin and Usher out together was 2022 at, oh my Lord, girl, how you say this? Coeur d'Alene Lake in Idaho. That is a very, very interesting name for a lake in Idaho. No word if cops were called to the party. Jen said it must be about Usher sending Justin to the Diddy party. Coogler is a director. He directed Black Panther. Shout out to Minnesota. Feels like Shia vibes. Which part? Can't really, but no one else would get that. So Seattle, so cool seeing some C in here. Canada, shout out to the Canada cousins and the Acadian diaspora. Shout out to y'all wherever you may be. Shout out to my fellow Texans. Shout out to Texas. Oh my God, speaking of Texas, have y'all been keeping up with the Mamatina Gumbo situation? I have a video coming out on BJ Investigates about it. I have a video coming out on BJ Investigates about the Mamatina Gumbo. People are claiming they got food poisoning from Beyonce's mom's gumbo. People are live tweeting from inside of the hospitals, don't eat Mamatina gumbo. The gumbo to me looks suspicious. It sounded suspicious as well because I never heard of a gumbo taking 20 hours. I never heard of a gumbo taking 20 hours because if you boil a gumbo too long, then everything, all the meat starts to disintegrate. You then got shreds and then the shreds just turn into juice. You got broth back to broth. Because it just cooks down. It goes away. You can't, it's gone. So I was suspicious over that. I'll tell you, I was suspicious over that. I mean, I think I don't speak for myself. I think many of us in the chat have most likely, boiled or cooked and simmer. And then you look in your pot and like half the meat is gone. So, I mean, that's, you boil it too long, then it goes away. That was my first indication. Then she had mixed a seafood gumbo and a chicken sausage gumbo. Yeah, no, I don't know what that Idaho leg was. Oh my God, wait. Y'all distracted me, but this is important. Have I covered the Kardashians and Kris Jenner and Corey Gamble having several direct financial and many more connections to Diddy when Kim Porter passed away? I have looked at that, but more recently there is like, I gotta look that up. Hold on. Kris Jenner, Corey Gamble fight. I saw a rumor somewhere. 2026, March 2026. Maybe it was just on Twitter then, and who knows if that's real. That thing's full of bots. So whatever. Okay, anyway, all right. So let's talk about The Bachelorette real quick. I don't even watch that show, but they got it going on over there right now, y'all. Okay, so I used to watch The Bachelorette maybe back in 2002 or 5 or 4 or something. Okay, it's a long time ago whenever it was like just first kind of coming out. Well, is the Gumbo a conspiracy to distract from the party? The Gumbo been going on all month. So, I mean, it could be, but no, I think she just wanted to go over there. And well, you know what? I'm not going to say what I think. It's in the video. Y'all make sure you watch it. It's coming out on BJ Investigates very soon. Sorry, I needed to check some text messages. You know how it is. So I don't really watch it, but like, okay, so what I remember it being was there would be The Bachelor, and it was like, you know, this like young hot guy or whatever, he's ready to get married, and he's like a perfectly eligible bachelor, and then there's all these beautiful women, and it was kind of like one of the more classier reality shows, like when you looked at the time, like Flavor of Love, Rock of Love, like these love shows. What was the other one? Rock of Love, Shot of Love with Tila Tequila. I mean, there was just all these crazy shows. What was I Love New York? And I was eating them up. I loved it. I loved watching those shows. But The Bachelor and The Bachelorette were kind of like the ones that would come on like network TV. They were a little more, I don't know. I don't really like less raunchy. They were slightly less raunchy. I'm not trying to even make like a value judgment. I'm just saying like it was kind of like if you would compare today's shows that would come on like maybe MTV versus the ones that come on CBS, you know, it's the same thing. So it'll be like, you know, or Netflix, like the Love is Blind versus like TLC, which is like Darcy and Stacey, right? Like there's just a higher production budget. You know, they get people's teeth fixed before they come on the show type of thing, type of situation. More classy, I guess you could say. I mean, I wouldn't call it classy though. It was still crazy. It was still too much. But anyway, okay, listen, I'm rambling for no reason. Listen to me. It used to be, there was The Bachelor, okay? And then The Bachelor would get all these, you know, 14, 28, 57, however many women. And then he would narrow down, he would get these roses each week, and he would be handing the roses. And then, you know, somebody would go home or whatever. Somebody would choose to go home or whatever. I think one time 2 bachelorettes fell in love. They were lesbians. I mean, good for them, or bisexual. I don't even remember. Maybe that was a stunt, but like a PR stunt. I don't really remember, but I think 2 of them fell in love and left the show. Good for them. You know what I mean? It kind of reminds me of that Black Mirror episode where they hang the DJ and they escape the Matrix. Like you're in this show, you're like, hey, wait, let's just me and you leave together. Anyway, okay, so used to be The Bachelor, we get down to the last 2, right? And then he would pick from the 2, you know, who he wanted to marry or get engaged to or whatever. Well, then the runner up, like the second place, that person would then get to go on to be the Bachelorette. And when she would get to be the Bachelorette, the whole thing would start over again, right? Like the snake eating itself. So then, you know, then the same thing would happen. And then the last 2 left, she would pick the one, and then the one that she didn't pick would get to be the Bachelor, and so on. Well, that's not apparently what they do no more. They just plucking people up from off the street and off of Instagram to be the Bachelorette. And I think it is a sign of the times. I think that it's really going downhill. Can we get some eligible Bachelorettes? Are they all instead going on Love is Blind? Have y'all please put a 5 in the chat if you have watched Age of Attraction on Netflix. Age of Attraction on Netflix has me in a chokehold. I have not been waiting for an episode of something to come out in a week for a very long time. For a very long time. Shout out to Flojo TV. Is this the show with the roses? Yep. Flojo TV, yes it is. It's the show with the roses. Listen, it's not that good. It's just like what you would expect. It's just like a high tier, high production value reality love show. completely unrealistic. None of these people are probably going to stay together. Okay, kind of thing. So if you go into it with the mentality of what it is, yeah, it's really good. But like, I don't know. Tell me if y'all agree, yes or no. Sometimes I like to watch a little something to like a little bit. I know I'm privileged to be able to do so, but just to distract a little bit from keeping an eye on the situation. Yes or no? Okay, Tiki disagrees with me. He said the show's not that good. But like that's what I'm saying, y'all. They film it on a beautiful location. And sometimes like when I'm just watching these shows, it okay, so when I'm on YouTube, for example, I'll be getting like Rabbit, Down the Rabbit Hole News. I'll be getting like Andy. I'll be getting like Sloan. These people like I know to some degree. I could text them or not text, but like maybe DM them. It's like we support each other. Like I feel like when I'm looking on YouTube, I'm not clocked out of work. I feel like I'm still kind of like in work. When I'm same with Twitter. But so sometimes I like to watch something that's like, shot somewhere beautiful. Some stylist put some thought into the clothes that people are wearing. It's edited, it's one of those escape from reality, escape from the traumas and the turmoils of the world type of shows. It just came out. It's the first season, I think. It's called Age of Attraction. So it's kind of like Love is Blind, but the premise is slightly different. So it's like a bunch of people, they throw them on this thing they call a retreat. All right. Now, I'm putting aside for a moment the fact they're probably abusing these poor people. Okay. But they are adults and they did sign the contracts or whatever. So who knows? We'll have to see if anybody comes out and accuses. But I just put that to the side for one moment. They go to this island or this place to find love. And I don't know if they're off the coast of Washington or somewhere very beautiful. They have mountains. It's up on a mountain and it's grassy and beautiful and all this. And then it's like a retreat center. It's beautiful. So there's people there of all ages, but they can see each other. So it's not like Love is Blind, but they can't talk about how old they are. That's the premise of the show. And if people start to develop, anybody can date anybody, so they tell us, right? That's what the rules that they tell us, as the public. And then if you start to like somebody, exclusively, you can take the next step. And the next step is to go to the promise room. And when you go to the promise room, then you tell your ages to each other. And I think what had happened was truly like there was probably a lot of people around the same age who did find each other and connect with each other, but they don't really focus on their stories. It's these age gap couples. Okay. So like you kind of see how it's like sort of like the Love is Blind thing, right? Because they don't know how old each other is. So there's this one couple, for example. They get they hit it off. And the guy, he looks like, young. He doesn't look like old. There's like a certain threshold, and I think I'm getting close to it, truth be told. I think I'm getting close, where it's like that girl is no way that she's like in grad school or something, right? Like that's a woman, she's fully grown, right? Like there's like one full grown woman. Then there's like, maybe she could be a grandma, right? So there's like, or grandpa. This applies to men too. It's like you can look at a man and know like, okay, this is like a grandpa aged guy. Like he could have grown kids and probably those kids could have kids. Like, and it's no hate. I don't think aging is bad. I think it's actually, we're very lucky that we get to grow old. A lot of people don't get that option, that luxury, and a lot of people in the past haven't. So I'm not even like, oh, ew. But like, some of the people look obviously not the same age. You know what I mean? Like some of the people look like, okay, that guy's 60 and that girl's 27, kind of thing. Some of the people are like more closer in age. So, they appear to be, but there's these age gaps or whatever. And then they have to introduce each other to their families. They have to introduce each other. It's crazy. It's crazy. But it's got me hooked. I think it's the beautiful cinematography. The styling is good. I mean, I like it. I like it. Yeah. It's like, there's the 54-year-old lady. I'm not gonna spoil it. Okay. Why did you expect that? I don't know what you're saying. Okay. Wait till the guys with salt and pepper start looking good. No, that I've always thought, even for the last maybe 10 years, a little salt, little grays on the side. That's cute. That's cute. It means you've been through some stuff. You're probably not like funneling, doing octo funnel at the LSU game or whatever. But I got my man, thank God. Anyway, okay, so back to the Bachelorette. That's what we're talking about. So they done picked this lady up off a reality show. All right. And now they done canceled it. It was supposed to be the Bachelorette, still playing, still running. It was supposed to be coming out on, I think Monday, like this coming Monday. Now they done canceled the whole show. ABC cancels Bachelorette season with Taylor Frankie Paul, not to be confused with Ruby Frankie, but I do find it interesting these Mormons have Frank in their name a lot. Citing 2023 video. All right, so this is her. All right, I mean, you see what I mean? ABC has scrubbed the upcoming season of The Bachelorette, starring Taylor Frankie Paul, 3 days before its planned premiere, citing a newly released video from 2023 in which she appears to punch, kick, and throw chairs at her former partner as her young daughter watched on and cried. Okay, that's not good. Thursday's cancellation of the already filmed 22 season of the reality show is unprecedented. While ABC parent company, I just had a what's it called? Galaxy brain. I bet you they're going to sue her. I bet you they're going to sue her. Because I heard the rumor a while ago that the reason they really doing this is they already knew about this tape. The reason they're really doing it is because she is already now back with this guy. She's back with this guy. That's a rumor that I heard earlier. And if that's true, then she's ruined the show. You know how they make them sign all those NDAs and contracts and like go into all these confidentiality agreements and things like that because like you don't want to ruin the show, then the show's ruined. Thursday's cancellation of the already filmed 22nd season of the reality show is unprecedented. While ABC parent company Disney cited the older video, the move comes amid a current domestic violence investigation involving Paul, which is her, the Bachelorette, and Dakota Mortensen, who is the father to one of the sons she has. So father to a son who is the youngest of, so father to her youngest son. And here's a quote from Disney Entertainment Television. They said, in light of the newly released video that just surfaced today, oh my God, they got that press statement out fast, didn't they? We have made the decision to not move forward with the new season of The Bachelorette at this time. And our focus is on supporting the family. Okay, well, that's interesting. One of her representatives, so the Bachelorette representative or the would-be, responded that she has been abused for years while remaining silent about it. Okay, but she is the one throwing the chairs in that video. I just want to be very clear. Before her Bachelorette casting, she had already become a reality star through the secret lives of Mormon wives, whose production is currently paused. Hold on, let me turn it on the reader view. Oh, it won't let me. Dang it. There is no reader view. Okay. In the 2023 video that was published by TMZ yesterday, Mortensen, which is her youngest son's father, so like her ex, is apparently trying to stave off this lady with one hand while he shoots phone video. She is shown punching him, kicking him, and then throwing 3 chairs at him while repeatedly screaming, "You did this. The only thing you know how to do is hurt me," she said, while repeatedly pleading with him. Oh, wait, excuse me. The only thing you know how to do is hurt me. This is what the guy says to her. I'm not going to play the video here because it's a bit much. I don't feel comfortable putting it on my channel. I think it might also get, me in trouble, flagged or something. But he says in the video, the only thing you know how to do is hurt me. And he repeatedly is pleading with this girl who was going to be the Bachelorette, reminding her that her daughter was in the room watching. A child can be heard sobbing, screaming, and shouting, "Mommy." Paul's daughter would have been about 5 years old at the time. So this was about 3 years ago. The video was consistent with this girl getting arrested in 2023 when she was charged with aggravated assault and other offenses, including domestic violence in the presence of a child. She pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor assault charge. The other counts were dismissed. Okay, so she pled guilty to something in 2023 and they still let her be the Bachelorette. That's interesting to me. I thought they did very extensive background checks. I thought they were doing a lot of psychological evaluation. They do so much stuff. She was arrested in multiple felonies, pled guilty to one. She was sentenced to probation until August 2026. Last month, the second incident apparently happened. Okay, thank you for that update. I thought they did background checks. Unless this will get them more attention. That's what I'm thinking. Because now I want to watch. Now it's like, wait, what you mean? You're not going to let us watch? We want to. I want to see it. Put a 6 in the chat if you want to see the already filmed 22. I haven't watched it in years, but now I'm interested. And maybe that was the plan the whole time. Because they did say we're gonna be shelving it at this time. We are not going to move forward with it at this time. So yeah, Tracy wants to see it. Yeah, XO, Tatted, Tiger, Little Tiger, Midnight Kitchen, Trips. Yeah, Sam, y'all wanted to see it. The DV gave the Mormon wives their reality show. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. So it's Mormon baddies of baddie Mormon land. It's like fighting. Got it. Okay. She pleaded guilty misdemeanor assault charge. Okay. So a spokesperson for her said in a statement yesterday that she is grateful for ABC's support as she prioritizes her family's safety and security after years of silently suffering extensive mental and physical abuse, as well as threats of retaliation. She's finally gaining the strength to face her accuser and taking the steps that need to be taken to ensure she and her children are protected from any further harm. She has remained silent out of fear of further abuse, retaliation, and public shaming. But now she is exploring all of her options, seeking support and preparing to own and share her story. Now they did phone up the guy, Mortensen, and he has denied any wrongdoing. This is a quote. As anyone who has seen the video will understand, this is a deeply unsettling situation. I am unfortunately used to these baseless claims about me and our relationship, which I categorically deny. I am focusing on our son and his safety, and I hope that Taylor will do the same. That was his statement. A police spokesperson in Draper City, Utah, told People magazine earlier this week that there was an open domestic violence investigation of Paul and Mortensen, and both have made allegations. Interesting. Mortensen's representatives didn't immediately answer requests for comment. ABC will air an American Idol rerun on Sunday instead. Oh no, we got to get, we got the Bachelorette needs to run. Paul was promoting the Bachelorette as recently as Wednesday on Good Morning America. Oh my God, she was doing Good Morning America on Wednesday 2 days ago. The day before that video came out, she was doing a press tour. Stop. She was an unusual choice to helm The Bachelorette, the reality TV institution that started in 2003. Most leads are cast from previous runners-up. Okay, so this was the first time they started doing that. Okay, interesting. Her selection instead offered synergy with The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives on Hulu, also owned by Disney. Oh, God. Wait a second. So... okay, I got it. I gotcha. So Disney holds the contract for Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and for The Bachelorette. Even though one comes on Hulu, there's Hulu, Disney. I mean, it's hard to keep up with who owns what. I'm sure there's a production company, but ultimately they're saying Disney owns it. In a statement confirming her Bachelorette casting in October, ABC credited Paul with igniting mom talk and going viral for pulling back the curtain on Salt Lake City's soft swinging scene. What? Her selection offered synergy with Secret Lives of Mormon Wives on Hulu, also owned by Disney. In a statement confirming her Bachelorette casting in October, ABC, also owned by Disney, credited Paul, the girl, with igniting mom talk, and going viral for pulling back the curtain on Salt Lake's soft swinging scene. What? She became known as an influencer in the mom talk community It's like mom groups on TikTok. A group for women from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, so Mormons. Oh, Mormon mom talk? Is that what that? Okay. So not all moms. Mom talk of the Mormon moms. Became known as an influencer in the mom talk community, a group of women from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints sharing their lives on TikTok. She made news when she announced in 2022 that she had stepped out of an agreement with her husband on relationships with other couples and they were getting divorced. Stepped out of an agreement with her husband on relationships with other couples. So they were having relations with other couples. What? Season 4 of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives was released last week. Oh, okay. Interesting. This is great advertising because I didn't want to watch that at all. But now I'm curious. What do you mean soft swinging? Filming of season 5 has been put on pause. Okay, what the hell? It was a decision that all of us girls came up with. Paul's co-star Michaela Matthews said Wednesday on Instagram, "We didn't feel comfortable filming with everything that was happening." Now, the lady that was going to be the Bachelorette, she posted on Instagram in December that filming had wrapped on the Bachelorette. Her casting was essentially an experiment gone wrong, said Kate Casey, a former crisis communications specialist. I think they were trying to shake things up, and it makes sense because the ecosystem is saturated with dating shows like F-Boy Island and Love Island that push boundaries. Yeah, and don't forget Age of Attraction and Love is Blind. I mean, those had me in a chokehold. And like, I can see through the whole thing. It's like, or a lot of it. Like, I could see how it's produced. I could see how it's fake. I could see how it's edited or whatever. But I just love watching those shows for some reason. I think it's the camera. I think it's the work they do on the camera. The Bachelor, Bachelorette. Okay. They were trying to shake things up. Okay. The thinking was probably we're going to get a new audience, and the new audience is really the most coveted in all of entertainment. I don't get that. The new audience, what is that? We're going to get a new audience, and the new audience is the most coveted in all of entertainment. What, the Mormons? I don't understand how that could be the case. X on the beach had me for a second. I need to look this up. Hold on. Utah adds protections for child influencers following YouTuber Ruby Frankie. See, they all got Frankie in their name. New protections. Okay, wait. I need to see. I need to do. Wait, what is this? Taylor Frankie Paul stepping out on soft swinging agreement with husband. This is from 2024, November 26, 2024. Taylor Frankie Paul exposes new details about Mom Talk S scandal. She previously posted the Mom Talk soft swinging S scandal after her divorce from Tate Paul back in June 2022. Let me see if they have a reader. Taylor Frankie Paul addressed allegations from fellow Utah mom McKenna Gibbons. McKenna is such a Mormon mom name. McKenna Gibbons around the 2022 Mom Talk soft swinging scandal. Gibbons alleged that Paul and her ex-husband had relations and fell in love with each other after. Okay, so the Gibbons lady, McKenna Gibbons, was saying that this lady fell in love with another man. Okay, so this lady right here, she was about to be the Bachelorette, but this is like a rumors going around back in 2022. She was married, and she had fallen in love with another man. And the man she fell in love with was another swinger couple husband. Oh my God. She said no. Gibbons never asked to stop, and she was one of the instigators of the relationship. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Taylor is this girl. She's the one that was going to be the Bachelorette. She's addressing new allegations that resurfaced. McKenna Gibbons posted a 5. This did not cross my desk when it went on. McKenna Gibbons posted a 5-part series on TikTok on November 25th and spoke out about her part in the scandal and alleged, okay, so she did a 5-part TikTok herself. This is the other lady, McKenna. She's not going to be the Bachelorette. Well, nobody is now, I guess. I think they're still going to play it. I think this is kind of all just marketing personally. Taylor Frankie Paul is addressing new allegations that surfaced around the Mom Talk scandal. McKenna Gibbons posted a 5-part series on TikTok November 25th, 2024, and spoke about her part in the scandal and she alleged that her ex-husband involvement with Paul led her to a divorce. Okay. So they were swinging with each other, these couples. And that led to, I guess, both of their divorce. She was one of the instigators. She deserves an acting award. Oh my God, girl. I'm going to have to catch up. I'm going to have to catch up on that. That seems interesting to me. Okay, so now what do I want to talk about? We talked about Usher. This is what I have on here. Britney Spears, her ex Sam Asghari, says that she is oppressed. He has said this twice recently. We have the Jed Wallace leak. We have Afroman. Let's talk about Afroman. Now. He did a little clip that TMZ got a hold of. I guess he maybe did the interview with TMZ itself. So let me pull it up. So this is his words. I did do like more than 6 hour live stream yesterday on the Afroman trial. I was live reacting to some of the footage and some of the different testimony, the whole entire first 2 days of the trial. I should probably do a third day, but Afroman won his case. I think it was on Wednesday. And so unanimous all the way across. I don't know if the jury was unanimous, but he won everything. Like the plaintiffs did not prevail on anything. So he's been doing a couple little videos and stuff, little interviews. So there's an interview here I wanted to show to y'all. Put a 6 in the chat if you were in the live stream over there. Oh wait, I gotta log into my different account. Hold on, because it's gonna play an ad and it's gonna aggravate me. Okay, here we go.
One of the officers, he came up and apologized to me yesterday, and he was telling me how he's a Christian and, this, that, and the other. And I told him that, everything was all right. I love him and everything. But I told him when he kicked down my door and when he told me he wasn't going to help me put it back up, I said, you wasn't a Christian right there. And I told him, when you flipped off my camera.
So he said, when he was in court yesterday, which was now 2 days ago, after he won, he said he went up to, an officer came up to him and said, sorry. I don't know what he was sorry for. But the guy is like, I'm sorry. I'm trying to be a Christian. And because I'm trying to be a Christian, I'm apologizing, I don't want to have any hate in my heart, whatever. And Afroman said, okay, that's fine. I don't have any hate in my heart either. But, you want to be in a Christian when you buzzed my door down and told me that you would not help me to put it back up. You want to be in a Christian when you flipped off my camera. Now, this officer said he did not flip the camera off. He was holding a ballistics shield, and the ballistics shield, you have to move your fingers around to make the activate it. Girl, I don't know. But Afroman said, well, you weren't being a Christian when you did that. He's like, if I go to the Walmart and I see you or something, I ain't going to be mean. I ain't going to hate on you. But let's see what else he said to that cop in the courtroom, in the courthouse, wherever he was.
You wasn't a Christian right there. So I told him that even though I don't hate him and I forgive him, I told him I'm still gonna sing that song. If I see him in Walmart, I'm not gonna stare him down mean. I don't want to fight him. I ain't even mad at it. But I'm gonna sing that song. If a man kills a man, he can apologize to the family, but he still got to go on to the penitentiary and do that time. Now, they broke down.
So he's saying, okay, I don't have any hate either in my heart, but I have to still pay to fix my gate and to get the stuff that I need done. So since that's the case, I'm still going to be playing my songs. But okay, like if I see you in Walmart, like we're cool, we're chill. I don't know if the cop was coming to apologize to try to get Afroman to not sing his songs. Look at his kitchen. His whole house is a big old green screen, I swear. Look at all his awards back there. He's cool. I'm sorry, like very, very, look how tidy this kitchen is. The white, it's like white or green only in this house. White, green, and black only. Look at the white trash can. It's cool. Okay, so I might pull up the clip of the judge too. And I pull up the clip of the judge because I thought it was weird, and we haven't done the live stream. I haven't done a live stream reaction to the judge, to the verdict or whatever getting read, but the judge was acting like hella sus whenever he was reading the verdict. Like, I don't think somebody pointed this out. I can't take credit for this, but I did see this in a comment somewhere. I don't think I've ever seen a judge not thank a jury ever. It's like a judge, and he was like being very polite and nice to that jury otherwise. So the fact that he just kind of got up and stormed away, in my opinion, and that's what I'm saying, I might just pull it up the screen. I might just pull up the video of the judge reading the verdict just so y'all can see and do a little body language analysis of your own, because from where I'm sitting and how I saw it, that judge was looking a little miffed, and he just like didn't say congratulations, like he didn't say thank you to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury for your none of that. Maybe that's customary for him. Maybe he doesn't. I mean, I know I've heard before that some judges don't know whether they should thank a jury because you're not doing the judge a favor by showing up to jury duty. But I don't think in practice I've ever heard a judge not thank the jury. At least, thank you for your time, jury, you're dismissed. Like, listen what Afroman says, and maybe we'll watch that clip. Let me know in the chat. Do y'all want to go watch that clip of the verdict or no?
Door. They didn't pay for it. I'm not mad at him. I'm ready to move on. In my opinion, if the plaintiffs would have won, I believe that judge would have read everything like some Englishman in a square, like hither, here. The plaintiffs, they get this, that, and the other. But I think he looked through the paperwork and he's seen that I got cleared on everything. And I think he was so mad that he wanted to stay professional without showing his emotions. And he summed it up as short as possible. And he like just disappeared.
And I pointed that out in my live stream too. Let me go back 10 seconds so y'all can hear what he said. But I pointed that out in my live stream too. Like, the judge didn't even tell, like, I thought it was weird. Okay, I'll say this. I thought it was weird how the judge didn't dismiss the jury or thank them or whatever. Maybe it's not weird, maybe it is, but I thought it was. And I also thought it was kind of weird that the judge didn't like make it very clear that everyone was dismissed and free to go. I thought it was weird that the judge, before he read the verdicts out, from the jury, before he said what they were, it also is, okay, I'm thinking of a lot of weird things. Another weird thing I think was weird was that the judge didn't go line by line by line. There was there was at least two separate counts. There was this defamation, not two separate claims, defamation and invasion of privacy, false light, whatever. So those are two. And then within the defamation, it was like 7 counts. So he could have been found liable for defamation on any one of those 7. So it was like, maybe the judge wasn't going to go down and say, defamation, not liable or whatever, but each 7, but he didn't even say the jury finds for defamation, not liable. The jury finds for false light, invasion of privacy, not liable. Because I remember being in, like, for example, P. Diddy's criminal court. Like, I was in the courtroom when he, you know, got sentenced. I'm not sentenced, excuse me, when he got convicted by the jury, and also on some counts not convicted. And so the judge went down one by one. Excuse me, the jury. That was another thing I thought was weird. The jury didn't read out. I've never seen where the judge reads out. Maybe this just happens. I'm not saying it's like bad or something. I'm just commenting from my, you know, opinion, commentary. I've never seen where the judge reads it out. I've only ever seen the jury stand up and the judge say, in the count of what, how did you find? And they say guilty or not guilty, or liable, you know, liable, not liable. But maybe the judge reads out in civil. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. But I also thought it was weird that before the judge read out the verdicts and all of that, what the jury had found, he said, remember decorum, and if you have an emotional attachment to the outcome of this case, you should not express it. You should keep it to yourself until you get outside. Okay, I've heard that before. I heard Judge Arun Subramanian say that before. I've heard people say that before. Hey, just to remind you, we're not going to have any outbursts in this court. Fine. But then, if you sandwich that together with the very anticlimactic reading of the thing, and I know y'all haven't seen the video, I will pull it up, reading the verdicts, then the judge just like basically like gets up and like crop dusts everybody and walks back into his office. Like nobody tells them like that they're dismissed. So they're literally, Afroman's like holding in. He had tears coming down the sides of his face. He's holding in his emotions. This has definitely been emotional. They raided his house with guns. Then they sued him for making a song. So he's not even able to celebrate or anything. He's just standing there. It's crazy. And he said, I feel like, in my opinion, if the jury would have come back for the plaintiffs, the judge would have read every single line out and said, look, we got him. Listen.
But I think he looked through the paperwork and he's seen that I got cleared on everything. And I think he was so mad that he wanted to stay professional without showing his emotions. And he summed it up as short as possible. And he like just disappeared. And we all had to figure out that court was over and we could go. And my lawyer had to come over and tell me that we won. He had to whisper to me because I didn't know what was I'm like, hey, what happened? I didn't know what he said. He said something really brief and quick. And my lawyer said, hey, he whispered, he said, we've won. I didn't know how it was going to go, but I knew I did the most peaceful, civilized thing I could do, I thought, to raise money to pay for the damages. I knew they had no business coming to my house in the first place. That's one of them lessons you learn from your dad. You know
he says this is one of the lessons you learn from your dad. Like, you get in trouble because you got in a fight. I'm not whooping you because you got in a fight. I'm whooping you for even going over there, because if you weren't over there, you wouldn't have got in the fight or whatever. In my case, it was more like, no, I wasn't getting whooping, but like, you know, my dad would be like, well, I'm not mad at you. I ain't mad that you drove the truck into the ditch. Okay. People drive trucks into ditches. Oops. It's muddy. It's dark. But I am mad that you went to that party over there by that cane field when I told you couldn't go to the party, or whatever, you know, or whatever. I wasn't like that type of kid. Like, I really wasn't going to the cane field party while my dad told me not to. But I definitely heard that type of stuff. Like, where it was like, I'm not mad at you for da-da-da-da. I'm mad at you for even going over there because you know you're not supposed to be over there. Or I'm not mad at you for having a nightmare. I'm mad at you for watching the movie I told you not to watch, or whatever. And he's like, you learn this lesson from your dad. That's the type of lesson you learn from your dad. It's home training.
To pay for the damages. I knew they had no business coming to my house in the first place. That's one of them lessons you learn from your dad. You know what I mean?
Daddy lessons.
My dad used to tell me, I'm not going to whoop you for fighting. I'm going to whoop you because you was over there. Because if you wasn't over there, you wouldn't have gotten a fight. And that's a lesson, in my opinion, they should have learned from their daddy. At the same time, I always figured I had freedom of speech. That's why
he hit him with the daddy didn't teach them no home training.
I thought I was doing something legal and positive. when I made these songs, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because coming up, you hear we have freedom of speech. I even got a single out. It says, "Don't you remember? You said I have freedom of speech." So, I took it for granted. I always thought I had it.
You do.
So when the cops left, I thought I was being a peaceful civilian, kicking a can in my backyard, writing some songs, trying to sell some tapes and do something positive from the entire experience to pay for the damages.
So let me see if I can find. It was trying to give me my own live stream. I'm going to see if I can find Afroman verdict read. And y'all can see the judge. Might have to go on Twitter for this. Hold on. Tasha K will put any title on a video, I swear. Okay, let me see. Afroman verdict. Or maybe I can just go to, actually, okay, I'm going to do this. Hold on. I want to go to the full third day of court.
What do you think about this? He said your question.
I'm just trying to find.
Are you awake? Do you need coffee? Do you need food? What do you? I went through a stop sign where I had a flat tire on a curvy road. Then 3/4. So if you take a vote and it's 6 this way and 2 that way, that's
It did not.
votes for the 2.
The crazy thing is, y'all, it did not need to be unanimous. It did not need to be unanimous. It just had to be 6 out of 8 for the plaintiffs. That's the sheriffs. So if 6 people would have sided with the sheriffs, they didn't even need everybody to side like a criminal trial or a federal criminal case.
Not talking is important, but not talking to the media is important. So if you get out with that,
I don't like this judge. I was totally underwhelmed by him.
I just renew any objections for the record, but nothing else after that.
Fair enough. And this board gets you some set instructions. When you look at the instructions, there might be 3 words, but read the whole paragraph.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find. Okay. So this is where.
Are you taking our lunch?
Wait. Wait, is this? It says verdict. Hold on. Let me just make sure. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, I will.
Sorry. Pressed the wrong button. Now it's freaking out.
If you would have to come back and deliberate, you'll have to notice that. We don't look at them or anything, even afterwards. Fair enough. You would be able to follow them.
Yeah, look how short it is. It's like just a few couple minutes. Like we're at 2 hours, 4 minute, 40 second mark. Sorry, 2 hours, 4 minute, 49 seconds. And he hasn't even started talking yet. And the whole entire thing is 2 hours, 7 minutes. So we're basically at the 4 minute mark and that the whole thing is 7. Sorry, the 1 minute mark and the whole thing is. Girl, I can't do math. It's like 3 more minutes. It's like 3 total minutes.
Okay, perfect. I appreciate it.
They just told me.
So you know more than I know probably, but the jury's ready.
That's all I know.
That's all I know too.
Okay, so the judge comes back out around. He addresses both parties. He's standing. He's not at his bench. I don't know why he's doing that. He said, "You know more than I know, probably, but the jury is ready." The lawyer said, "We don't know anything. You know as much as us." He said, "Oh, okay. Well, the jury has a verdict."
Process-wise, is that they don't bring him out.
Okay, so here's Afroman. Obviously, that's his lawyer. Here are the sheriffs and the deputies and former deputies that sued. There are 7 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 6. I don't know where the other one is. Okay, and this is their, oh, here he is. And this is their lawyers. Okay. So here's the judge, okay, Afroman. Okay. So he's like, all right, here's gonna be how the procedure goes.
I like this stuff. So you know more than I know probably, but the jury's ready.
That's all I know.
That's all I know too. So process-wise, is that they don't bring him out. The verdict forms go to me also.
Okay, go ahead, have a seat.
Okay. The judge said they're going to come out. They're going to have a seat. The verdict forms go to me. So he's like telling them how it goes. So he's going to be the one that gets the verdict forms. He will read the verdicts. Okay, got it. That's just how it goes here. Somebody said in the chat that they did that in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial too, where the judge actually was the one that read the verdict. Okay, look at their faces. Look at this one's face. He looks all excited. Hold on, let me go back again. I don't want y'all to miss anything.
So process-wise, is that they don't bring him out. The verdict forms go to me also. Okay, go ahead and have a seat. So the court was informed the jury reached a verdict. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you. So,
Okay, you see how happy he is? You saw the glee and the giddiness on his face. There's got a verdict. Is that correct? Ooh, he's ready. Oh, look, he's ready to say guilty, liable. Look, he has a little truth right here. Yeah, right. Like he gives a flying rat's ass about a truth.
also. Okay, go ahead and have a seat. So the court was informed the jury reached a verdict. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you. So if you'll hand the verdict forms to the bailiff, he'll hand them to me so I can take a look at them. I looked at the form of the papers, essentially to see if they're properly signed. So that's the next thing that happens. Thank you.
He's
With
like
regard
happy.
to decorum, I don't expect any responses from anybody.
The person took out him shuffling through the papers. That's aggravating. Okay, well, there was like a while of him like looking through the papers, licking his hand, moving through the paper. Like it was like he was in disbelief. I'll see if I can find that after this, but I don't like that person cut that part out. That's a really important part of this trial.
A well-tried case, the lawyers did what they should do, the parties did what they should do. I just want to remind everybody that how the verdict comes out isn't something of public comment. So if you have an emotional attachment to the verdict, don't express it. Wait till you get out of the building before you let your emotions out. So the verdict forms are properly executed, properly completed.
Again, this person, it's aggravating. Shout out to them for putting the videos up. I know they are just trying to get the, what they think is the important stuff, but that is important. It's really important to see with our eyes, we the people, how the judge moved through the papers, how long he took on it, things like that. We totally missed it because it got cut out. But now he just told them, make sure you don't basically have any outbursts.
Parties, in all circumstances, the jury finds in favor of the defendant. No plaintiff verdict prevailed. So the matter will be concluded with defense verdicts.
This is about the time. This is about the time I would expect him to say, thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, for your service. He just said all verdicts decided in favor or no. How did he say it? Let me listen again.
All circumstances, the jury finds in favor of the defendant. No plaintiff verdict prevailed.
Where'd that smile go?
The matter will be concluded with defense verdicts. Thank you, Mr. Klingler. Thank you, Mr. Osborne. Thank you to the court staff and the Sheriff's Department for security in the building.
No jury.
And we'll go ahead and stand in adjournment.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
See, I just sit. He doesn't dismiss them. I'm gonna have to find next time. I'm not gonna be able to use this guy's videos again. I'm gonna have to find somebody that has the full videos. But yeah, he just let him stand there basically. He just let him stand there basically. So they couldn't go outside. They couldn't express their excitement. All right. So now I want to talk about Britney Spears. Britney Spears. Her ex, Sam Asghari, has come out and made some statements lately. We need to talk about it. Britney Spears' ex-husband, Sam Asghari, says singer is oppressed like Iranian women after DUI arrest. Sam Asghari shared his support for ex-wife Britney Spears after her DUI arrest, saying everybody makes mistakes, and likened the oppressed singer to Iranian women. Coming from the country of Iran and seeing women being oppressed, that's something that stuck out to me and was a value I carried my whole entire life, he told to Piers Morgan. Speaking of Road Hard Put Up Wet, he is not aging well. Poor thing. Sam Asghari explained how oppressed singer Britney Spears' situation reminds him of Iranian women Wednesday. In a way, not comparing the situation whatsoever, he said. I'm not comparing the situation. But she was also oppressed by many people that took advantage of her and sort of had the same experiences women do in Iran. Sam Asghari noted that it was hard for him to believe that someone in America who was an advocate for women's rights and wants freedom of speech and freedom for everybody was being oppressed. Well, hello? The model, this is Sam, I think he's an actor too, went on to share how much he admires his ex. That was them. I've seen what she struggles with. Even though we were married for 1 year, we were together for 7 years. So my values for her, my respect for her always stands. Sam Asghari said he is a strong believer in giving Britney privacy to allow for her to get recovery. If she made a mistake, I really think she's a strong woman and she can come back from this. When Piers Morgan asked whether Britney and Sam Asghari still speak to each other, Asghari didn't answer the question. He went on to share the respect for his strong ex during Wednesday's interview, Piers Morgan Uncensored on YouTube. I always celebrate the past, he said. It's something I like to celebrate. And when things get done with, I always appreciate it for the rest of my life. I wish her nothing but the best. They started dating in 2016. They got engaged in 2021 and walked down the aisle in 2022. But by the summer of 2023, they had gone their separate ways, with their divorce finalized in May 2024. Britney Spears made headlines earlier this month for getting arrested after being pulled over by the police. I think she's being stalked and followed. That's my opinion. She was released from the jail hours later. She has a court date scheduled in May. Page 6 heard that she was devastated, but ready to face the consequences, whatever they may be, and praying it will be rehab and not jail. Isn't that interesting? Don't ever let anybody tell you that I haven't been trying to warn y'all for a very long time. Conservatorship or jail. Conservatorship or jail, step 1, everybody. Sam Asghari first addressed Britney's arrest on Fox News last week, saying people make mistakes. Now, that isn't the only thing he had to say. He also had a lot to say to Chloe Malas on the red carpet. Yes, he did. Sam Asghari speaking out for Britney Spears, calling on the press to give her privacy. Now, I do want to say this is what they were saying when they were trying to lock Britney up. The last time they did successfully lock her up in Bridges to Recovery, and she said it was the most traumatizing and horrible thing she ever went through in her entire life, going to that Bridges to Recovery. That's what she said. But I think it would be nice if the press, if the actual traditional mainstream media did give her privacy, because they don't ever do anything nice or say anything nice about her. They don't do anything nice for her. They're only ever like making her seem horrible. So I would actually rather if they just leave her the hell alone, especially this little freaking drowned rat, this neutral rat who needs to obviously invest in a push-up bra, Chloe Malas.
Recently spoke out after her arrest, and you said some really kind things, and I was hoping that you could talk a little bit about that.
I mean, that's what I'm always going to say kind things about someone that I shared, I played with, somebody that said, I love you. I always have, utmost love and respect for her and what she's gone through. And the reason is because I was so sensitive to her situation, because I come from a place where women were oppressed. And in her way, not a comparison whatsoever to the Iranian women that are being kicked in the face and that are being tortured and dying. But in sort of way, it was, for me to see that in America, it made me more sensitive to that situation. That's why I'm always kind and I'm always respectful to that situation.
Are you worried for Britney?
I'm absolutely not worried for someone that's a strong woman. She's gone through hell and back, and she's a strong woman, and she's an artist and she's an icon to America. She's the royalty to America. We don't have royals in our country, but we have music artists, and she's she can do it.
So you think she'll be okay?
She needs privacy from the press. I know the press has a job to do, and they want to do that. But if we go back and learn from the past, the press did not help her, and I hope that she gets her privacy.
You know who did help her though? Social media and her fans who love her. Social media helped her, so that doesn't count as the press, hopefully, and his book. And even if it does, he can't tell me what to do. Okay, so now I saw this also. So somebody had said Chris and Lou Taylor are besties. All right, so that's interesting because the next thing I wanted to show y'all in this topic was this. It's a rumor. Okay, this is a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not. This is posted by it's Britney Meme. It says the Kardashians have reportedly reached out to Britney following her recent DUI arrest. Now, we don't even know if she did a DUI or not. They arrested her for that, but who knows if that even is true or even happened. Offering her support and a potential path forward. Hey, you can either go to rehab, you can go to jail, or you can work with the Kardashians. Is that the path forward? I'm curious. I want to know. Sources claim the family is interested in bringing Britney Spears, into their Hulu series, believing the structure and exposure could help her regain stability and reshape her public image. What freaking disgusting low life scavengers. Oh my God, those people have no shame. They are disgusting. Oh my God. I've never smelled a rotting corpse. But from the descriptions I've heard, they are the human equivalent of that smell, the odor. They smell like rotting corpse in my imagination. That's how disgusting they are. Sources claim the family is interested in bringing her onto their show. Insiders say the goal would be to give her a controlled, safe environment. Controlled. Can you see that word right there? Isn't that always what they're after? Isn't that always what they're after? While helping her reclaim her narrative. Yeah, into the one that they want. They want to reclaim the narrative. So I said Church of Satan. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm glad he told Chloe Maylas to back off. I sure am glad he told Chloe Maylas to back off. Okay, now I want to look for the Jed Wallace leaked audio. Let's talk about that. So let me pull up my web here. The Blake Lively web, if I may. Okay. Jed Wallace. Okay, so just to reorient you with this web, we have Blake Lively in a lawsuit, right, with Justin Baldoni. There's all these press people, right? Leslie Sloan, she was Harvey Weinstein's publicist. We have Stephanie Jones, we have Jennifer A. Bell, we have Page Six, the agency group PR, Sarah Nathan, Melissa Nathan, remember her? She was brought on. She worked with Jennifer A. Bell, Melissa Nathan, and then Melissa Nathan allegedly, according to lawsuit filings, brought on Jed Wallace. Remember that? Remember all that? Okay. So Jed Wallace is the reason I started covering the Blake Lively case. I felt like that case was just a huge psyop, and I still kind of do. I think the whole thing is just two rich people slinging mud at each other. But what I did find to be interesting, what I did find to be very interesting, intriguing to say the least, is exactly this Jed Wallace fellow. Because why? Well, because he was actually the guy that they put in charge of Bam Margera's wellness agreement whenever Bam Margera was doing the wellness agreement during the filming for Jackass 4. Jackass 4. When Bam Margera was doing that, they were like, you have to stay sober. And he agreed. And a part of staying sober was, agreeing to this draconian, is what he called it when he eventually sued them, draconian wellness agreement. And he had to stay sober, but it was like, not just, okay, you got to stay sober. It was like, you could be called at any time, any moment, any day, any time of the day. And within 1 hour, you have to be to a place where you can do a drug test. And that made it to where he couldn't travel. He couldn't go visit his son. He couldn't do anything. He had to stay very close to, basically like a Quest Diagnostics or a LabCorp or whatever. So he eventually did take what he claims to be an Adderall, but he had been prescribed, Adderall in the past, and he failed a drug test. And then he ends up in, a lawsuit with Paramount and Johnny Knoxville and all those Jackass people over the Jackass movie. They kick him off the movie. And so in the time that Bam Margera was in the wellness agreement era, he had to talk to somebody every day in the morning, according to him. Every day in the morning, and according to public lawsuit filings, he had to talk to somebody every day and take his medication on a call. Okay, fine, whatever. Like that's fine. From as far as he was concerned, it was a doctor. Come to find out, according to lawsuit filings, I don't know this to be true because I wasn't there. But according to lawsuit filings that I have read on my other channel, That Surprise Witness, it was the case that Jed Wallace was the wellness agreement guy. He was the coordinator. There was all these weird filings about like, well, wait, who is this guy? Is he a doctor? He doesn't seem like he's a doctor. Paramount was actually who had hired him. So I just found it to be odd that the same Jed Wallace was also in charge of supposedly the Reddit part of the smear campaign, according to at least Blake Lively. She could be lying. I don't know these people. I definitely don't trust them. Jed Wallace, an independent contractor based in Austin, retained by TAG to perform social media services. This is in the filing. On behalf of Wayfarer. What did he do? He was supposed to seed and influence online forums like Reddit or on Reddit, attacking Blake Lively. Here's some other stuff. The retaliation campaign relied on more than just publicists and crisis managers spinning stories. They also retained subcontractors, including a Texas-based contractor named Jed Wallace, who weaponized a digital army around the country from New York to Los Angeles to create, seed, and promote content that appeared to be authentic on social media platforms and internet chat forums. Okay, so he was supposed to create like a fake engagement, but it was supposed to look real. It was supposed to be imperceptible, undetectable, I think is the word that they used. The Baldoni Wayfarer team would then feed pieces of this manufactured content to unwitting reporters, making the content go viral in order to influence the public opinion and thereby cause an organic pile-on. So you started out as fake, but then it becomes organic. To safeguard against the risk of Miss Lively ever revealing the truth about Justin Baldoni. Now, this is Blake Lively's filings. You can agree with her or not. I don't know who I agree with because I want to see what happens in trial. I'm going to be covering it every day. Live on this channel. Make sure you're subscribed. To safeguard the risk, Baldoni and Wayfarer team would create, plant, amplify, and boost content designed to eviscerate Blake Lively's credibility. They engaged in the same techniques to bolster Mr. Baldoni's credibility, so Justin's, and suppress any negative content about Justin. Okay, so this is the media relations contact on the Heather Hayes website as well. Isn't that interesting? Heather Hayes is the ones that help do interventions. Isn't that interesting? He wears a lot of hats, huh? I'm starting to wonder, is this a Harvey Pasternak type? Send you back to zombie land like we did before? Play time with the kids? Won't be the same. I'm starting to wonder. Jed Wallace, Justin Baldoni, Jennifer Abel, Melissa Nathan started working with another publicist in August. Jed Wallace works for a company called Street Relations. He owns that company too. It specializes in crisis PR management. He previously worked for Paramount Pictures and the YouTuber Aiden Ross. He's deleted his LinkedIn now, but it used to describe him as a, quote, hired gun with a proprietary formula for defining artists and trends. Again, y'all, why was he watching Bam Margera take his medicine every morning is what I want to know. Again, I wasn't there. I wasn't on those calls. Maybe I misheard. I can't say with certainty that's 100% sure, but like that's word on the street. We don't know much else about him. Okay, so that's the Jed Wallace we're talking about. Okay, just to give you a little bit of background. So now let me see. Okay. So let's go to, I guess we'll go with the Hollywood Reporter. Okay. I don't know. Let me see. Am I making this worse or better? Okay, let's go like that. Leaked audio reveals Rebel Wilson. So this is another different actress. If you don't know who that is, that's fine. That's not the point. Okay. Leaked audio reveals Rebel Wilson's PR team plotted to smear a movie producer as an S-trafficker. Amid an escalating legal battle going on between Rebel Wilson and the film's producer Amanda Ghost, more evidence is emerging of the PR firm, the Agency Group, and their connection to anonymous attack websites. Ooh, there's Rebel Wilson. Behind closed doors, Rebel Wilson's crisis public relations team discussed plans to create anonymous websites that accused the producer of The Deb of S-trafficking as part of an alleged smear campaign solicited by the actress. In a recording obtained by the Hollywood Reporter, this is here, digital fixer Jed Wallace. Jed Wallace instructed top entertainment publicist Melissa Nathan to assert without evidence that producer Amanda Ghost is a madam whose work involves procuring young women for wealthy and powerful men. So Melissa Nathan, and let me show you one more time my web, because guess who Melissa Nathan's sister is? Take a guess. If you remember, we type it in the chat. Melissa Nathan's sister is a woman by the name of Sarah Nathan. Okay, so here's Melissa Nathan. She works together with Jed Wallace. They're on the phone. And now not only the Justin Baldoni case with Blake Lively, but now we're also talking about this other random case with Rebel Wilson and this Amanda Ghost lady from this movie. So these two are on the phone, right? Well, guess who Melissa Nathan's sister is? Sarah Nathan. Guess where Sarah Nathan works? She works at New York Post for Page 6. So think about it this way. Jed Wallace tells Melissa Nathan, hey, spread a rumor. Melissa Nathan then could possibly just call up her sister. Hey, can you run a story that says so-and-so is a trafficker real quick? Yeah, I'll be the source. Yeah, I'm the inside source. Okay, so if that happened, which I don't know if it did or didn't, we're going to listen to a recording that purports to be exactly that happening. Well, no, excuse me, not this part, not the part where Melissa would call Sarah. I'm just saying in the Blake Lively Justin Baldoni lawsuit, Blake Lively accuses Sarah Nathan of running the smear campaign. So if that happened in the Blake Lively suit, and if something like that could have maybe happened in the Rebel Wilson situation, what's to stop something like that from also having happened in the Bam Margera situation? Because there are articles by Sarah Nathan about Bam Margera. There's articles by Sarah Nathan about Wendy Williams being drunk, making Wendy Williams look bad. Was she behind a smear campaign for Wendy Williams? This one right here is the one that got busted on the hot mic. So let's hear what he had to say. He was telling this one right here, Melissa Nathan, to start a rumor with no proof. That's what this article says that we are reading from the Hollywood Reporter. So let's listen to the recording.
Oh, also, talked about Rebel. Like, here's the deal with Rebel, and I think you, me, and Brian, and maybe Katie, since she'll write this thing. What we have to do is
Who is Brian? Is Brian Friedman? I really hope Brian Friedman isn't involved in any smear campaign.
And Brian, and maybe Katie, since she'll write this thing. What we have to do is the biggest piece here is that we have to connect Amanda Ghost with Vlotnik. And I was just like, so basically what we need to do is we need to create a path where we expose Amanda Ghost as like the new Heidi Fleiss. Like she masquerades as the reason why she sucks so bad at music is because she's actually getting hookers for Vlotnik, right? And that's what she does. She's an absolute madam, and that's why she's so lethal, blah, blah, blah. But he's right. Like, we can't just do like, oh, she's a bitch, she sucks. It's like, it's gotta be really, really heavy and connected to something that heavy. So we'll talk about that tomorrow too.
I just can't help but remember a certain hit piece. Hold on a second. Guess what was announced just this month? Paramount, who was formerly Jed's employer, or like, whoever hired him to do things, is set to be HBO, which ran that hit piece against me, is now set to become a part of Paramount. Paramount is who Jed Wallace. The thing about it is the same tactics have been used against me. That now I'm very, 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 very clear to say. I'm not saying Jed Wallace has done anything or even knows I exist. Okay. But here's the truth. According to publicly filed court filings, Jed Wallace was connected intimately to the Bam Margera lawsuit. He said he was the wellness coordinator. He worked with Bam. He said this in declarations. Lima Yevremovich also in that lawsuit. Lima Yevremovich also filed a declaration or two in that lawsuit. Okay. Jed Wallace is connected to Bam Margera through lawsuit, publicly filed paperwork. Got it. Jed Wallace is connected to Paramount. Why? Because Paramount is the one who he entered into his contract with. Okay. So he was like hired by them. Jed Wallace is the Reddit guy. You can't say nothing nice about me on Reddit. Almost no forums will allow it to happen. Certainly not the Bam Margera ones. Anything nice said about me is instantly deleted, and the person who said it is banned from the forum. So there's obviously some fake orchestrated anti-me campaign going on Reddit. Who put that together? Maybe no one. Maybe the mods over there just hate me for some reason. But these are things that I notice. Now I'm listening to him on a totally different case, Rebel Wilson, and he's saying, yo, you can't just say she's a bitch. When these people, and I don't mean Jed Wallace because I don't know, but whoever it was behind the hit piece against me, do you know that, put a 5 in the chat if you knew there was a hit piece made about me that was full of lies, completely misleading hit piece. And you know what they did? They had to go so far. I don't know who the they is. I don't know who the they is. But my ops, whoever they are, went so far as to get two people, separate people who I never have met, never have been in the same room with, never have been on a Zoom call with, never have spoken to pretend to be my fans and my loyal right-hand fans who speak for me, which they definitely do not. Actually, I rebuke. Actually, I rebuke. But they sure did. Nothing stopped them from putting them right there on HBO and lying about me. One of them said I told them to dox somebody. Y'all, look at the scrolling banner across the bottom. I've never said to dox somebody. Indeed, and in fact, I told those very people, don't dox anybody. I don't want anybody doxed. I don't want anybody stalked, harassed, or harmed. I don't. I never have. But they made it seem like I was some type of cult leader. Cult leader? I don't even have a freaking Discord. Everybody and their mama got a Discord. I don't even have a Discord. Cult leader where? In this live chat? So it almost seems like somebody somewhere said we can't just say she's just a bitch. We have to make it seem like she's a cult leader. We have to make it seem like she's a deviant. We have to make her seem stupid. It almost seems like, I don't know if it was Jed Wallace, but it seems like there was a Jed Wallace type. Seems like it was a Jed Wallace type. And just the fact that the whole hit piece documentary about me was entitled The Curious Case of Bam Margera does lead me to wonder, does a Jed Wallace type, or maybe who knows, Jed Wallace himself have a bone to pick with me? And have they been running smear campaigns? I don't know. What I do know is what is done in darkness will come to light. And what I do know is these patterns are extraordinarily familiar feeling to me. We can't just do, and you know what else? This is pathetic. This cuckified loser, this grown man is running smear campaigns against women, getting in drama with women. And I'm not even like the, women's rights champion of the world. I'm really not. I don't think that there's a whole lot that a man can do that I can't do, but I think there's a lot of stuff men can do I can't do. Not a whole lot. I'm not out here like, oh, poor women. Oh, you're discriminating against women. But like when I hear a grown man in his echoey ass house, wherever he is in the world, talking shit about a woman who don't even know him and he don't know, for a paid just for money, just to smear a woman. Like what people really care that much about money? And he seems to be like, from Texas or something. Like, what a low life scavenger. You want to paint a woman out to be a S trafficker with no evidence and no proof? You a grown man. You have shit else better to do. Go build a house. Go build a fire. Go on a caveman retreat or something. This is what the men are doing now that they don't have to hunt for food anymore. I just want to announce that to everybody. When men stopped having to go out and hunt for their food, they started running smear campaigns against women, calling them S traffickers. Now, I don't know if that's freaking Jed Wallace. Where I'm reading the information from is the Hollywood Reporter, and that's what they say, and it is. All right. Like, it's like got to be really, really heavy and connected to something that heavy. We have to smear her good enough. We have to make it seem like she's a S trafficker. We have to make BJ seem like she's a cult leader with no meeting place, who's never told anybody to do anything. I don't know if Jed Wallace is behind that, but it feels similar. And that's why I started talking about this Blake Lively case. Yes, it is. At one point, and Bam Margera also was a victim of this. They would run articles in Page 6 that said Bam Margera escaped from rehab. He was there voluntarily. There was nobody had any right to keep him there. Why were they running articles that said he escaped from anywhere? That's like a false way to even put it. He was allowed to leave. It wasn't prison. At one point, okay, so now back to the Rebel Wilson lawsuit. At one point in the private conversation, which is now public because I'm reading about it on the HollywoodReporter.com, Jed Wallace references the involvement of Hollywood power lawyer Brian Friedman, who was Rebel Wilson's lawyer. Oh, I hope Brian Friedman isn't the one bringing this smear campaign PR team into all of his clients' lawsuits. I really do. And I wonder if one of these smear campaign type of companies was hired for my lawsuit. Because as it turned out, I had won resoundingly and unanimously in every single thing they threw at me. I think it was about 10 different separate things. They tried to get restraining order in California. Then they tried it again. I think it was 3 or 4 separate restraining orders I had to try to fight off in California. I won. And I also got lawyers' fees awarded because it was a slap suit. And in some cases, they didn't give me proper notice in others. All the while I'm being harassed at my house, in my opinion, stalked. I told them stop sending that psychotic lunatic to my house. They have my email. They have my lawyer's email and they can send the stuff to him. No, this lunatic, this obese beast kept showing up on my scary lady, kept showing up at my house, degenerated in the frontal lobe, looking like a goblin, looking like a gremlin, looking like a troll. Anyway, she hasn't been back. And if she ever comes back, I'm going to call 911 and the police will be escorting her off of my property, hopefully to jail. That wasn't enough for them. No. They tried to get a restraining order in Georgia. They all piled up together and tried to do that. Again, dismissed. Again, full of lies. They tried to sue me in federal court. I won. They renewed the lawsuit. I won again. They renewed the lawsuit. I won again. Now they appealed it. They about to lose again. But it's like, can you imagine if they could even get one of those little tiny things, like out of the 10 freaking things I've had to deal with, to stick? Then they can make their hit piece. YouTuber gets da-da-da. I mean, I saw what was going on today with a certain YouTuber and some certain charges. And I don't want to get into it. I want to be left out of it. But what I will say is how it's being reported isn't exactly what's going on. If you actually just look at the court filings, you will see that what is being reported is not what's going on. And that is how it works. When people start getting too many followers, when people start messing up your plan, when people free Bam Margera out of his conservatorship, then you get the wrath. You get sued. You gotta fight for your life. You gotta go into $1 million of debt in lawfare. You got to defend your reputation against these smear campaigns, people calling you a trafficker. And I really hope Brian Friedman has not been a part of this. The discovery of communications implicating Wallace, Melissa Nathan, and possibly Brian Friedman can be traced back to the end. It ends with us legal saga in which Brian Friedman plays a central role. In a breach of contract lawsuit from ex-Baldoni publicist Stephanie Jones against Baldoni and his production company Wayfarer. The recording from the Rebel Wilson lawsuit bolsters the appearance that Melissa Nathan's The Agency Group, a top PR shop in the entertainment industry. Her clients have included Drake, Johnny Depp, and she frequently works with Brian Friedman, deployed websites featuring character assassination claims about whatever her name is, Ghost. I think her name is Amanda. The person who Rebel Wilson was beefing with, that person has these same hater websites about them. The conversation was originally recorded in order to relay instructions from Jed Wallace to former vice president of TAG, Katie Case. Wait a second. Hold on. Katie Case. I just read her name in this live stream. Katie Case. Here. This Bachelorette. Hold on. Oh, I got scalp chills. Hold on. It was this. Let me show y'all what y'all can see what I'm looking at. Kate Casey, not Katie Case. Girl. Woo. Okay. All right. Okay. Woo. Back to what we were doing. Regroup. We're in the Rebel Wilson lawsuit. We're talking about Jed Wallace and Melissa Nathan. Okay. So originally, though, Jed Wallace recording was taken because they wanted to pass the instructions on to Katie Case, who was not on the call. She was told to review a document detailing accusations that the site ultimately alleged against the producer. Camp Sugar, which is Wilson's production company, named author and doc. Okay. So Rebel Wilson's production company is called Camp Sugar. That is an author of the document in the court filings. Rebel Wilson, they say, this is a quote from the court filings. Rebel Wilson has repeatedly denied any involvement in the creation of the smear websites, not just on television, but in her sworn legal testimony. Oh, my God. What? Y'all, I'm having whiplash. Camille Vasquez was Johnny Depp's lawyer, right? Now she's representing Amanda Ghost, who's going against Rebel Wilson. Rebel Wilson is hiring or has hired Jed Wallace and Melissa Nathan. But Melissa Nathan and Jed Wallace, or at least, yeah, I think both of them, but definitely Melissa Nathan worked for Johnny Depp in his, like, do you see what I'm saying? Rebel Wilson has Jed and Melissa, but Johnny Depp also had Jed and Melissa. Rebel Wilson hired Brian Friedman, who works with Jed and Melissa. But the person who sued Rebel Wilson hired Johnny freaking Depp's lawyer, Camille Vasquez. Oh my God. I'm going to have a seizure. But anyway, now Camille is against Rebel. She said Rebel Wilson has repeatedly denied any involvement in the creation of the smear websites, not just on television, but in her sworn legal testimony. However, we had long suspected she not only contributed to the malicious sites, but that she was an active driving force behind them. The evidence we have submitted to the court in California supports that conclusion. In a statement, Allison Thompson, a lawyer for Rebel Wilson, said that Brian Friedman no longer represents Rebel and hasn't for some time. In a deposition, Miss Case, the lady from the tag agency group that worked with Melissa Nathan, also confirmed she never personally spoke with Rebel. That they do like to play the game of telephone, so that the people can say, I never spoke to her personally. But it's like, yeah, but you got the orders that when, the game of telephone happened. Brian Friedman, Melissa Nathan, and Jed Wallace all declined to comment. Brian Friedman, the lawyer, has previously said that neither he nor Melissa Nathan nor Jed Wallace were involved in the sites. According to court filings, an August 2024 exchange naming Brian Friedman and Jed Wallace and Melissa Nathan, it discusses plans with Katie Case to implement a digital campaign targeting Amanda Ghost, who was then engaged in an escalating legal battle with Rebel Wilson over Rebel Wilson's directorial debut. Same thing, same exact thing. Just like the Blake Lively case with It Ends With Us. It's like they're working on this movie, the directorial debut. One of them wants to have more clout and power than the other. But the crazy thing is Jed Wallace and Brian Friedman are not on the same side in both of these cases. So basically, Rebel wants one of those sites. Melissa Nathan texts, quote, so basically, Rebel wants one of those sites. But previously they had said Melissa Nathan didn't know anything about a site. But here's a text. She wants one of those sites. It can be really harsh. And then link it to Jed's voice thing, meaning accusing her of trafficking. That this should actually be a crime. This should actually be illegal. It should be against the law to do this to somebody. But I'm biased because I've been a target of it. Not at this level. But they made a whole hit piece about me and put it on HBO. Yes, they did. Over an hour long. Yes, they did. So, I mean, it's pretty serious. People from my childhood, people from my high school, people from my law school saw that shit, texted me about it. Thank God my reputation preceded me and they were like, what the hell was that? So basically, Rebel wants one of those sites. It can be really, really harsh. And then link it to accusing her of trafficking. Later, she messaged, this is Melissa Nathan messaging, Jed Wallace and Brian Friedman asking me for copy, LOL, kill me. But that copy allegedly was drafted by Rebel Wilson. And it was revised to conform with Jed Wallace's instructions because he needed it to be more harsh. He needs to be more serious. He needs to accuse her of trafficking, not just a bitch. In the recording, the digital strategist, that's Jed Wallace, who's also apparently a mental health wellness coordinator, I just want to remind you, tells Melissa Nathan to claim that Amanda Ghost provides billionaire Lynn Blavatnik, owner of Ghost production company AI Film, with sex workers. So basically what we need to do is we need to create a path where we expose Amanda Ghost, Jed Wallace said. Amanda Ghost is like the new Heidi Fleiss. Like, she masquerades as the reason why she sucks so bad at music is because she's actually getting S workers for Blavatnik, right? And that's what she does. It's just a lie. Just make it up. It don't matter. Just make it up. We'll sort it out in the back end. It's untraceable. He adds, I think you, me, Brian, and maybe Katie, since she'll write this thing, what we have to do is connect Amanda Ghost with Blavatnik. The mogul declined to comment. The now deleted site titled Amanda Ghost is a Destroyer of Worlds represents itself as being written by a whistleblower. That's how they tried to come for me too. These are patterns. They tried to act like they were my Discord moderators. I never went in that freaking Discord. They set it up. Isn't that interesting? They have all this social media attack plans on deck. They set up that surprise army Discord that I never went into. And then they went on a hit piece on HBO and tried to act like they were insider whistleblowers. I'd never spoken to those degenerate freaks, those goddamn carnival loser clowns. Ew. Ugh. They look like they stink. It stated in part, failing in music, she turned full pimp, reinventing herself as a theatrical producer alongside her husband while really procuring young women for the pleasure of the extremely wealthy. This is a crazy allegation, and it should be a crime to make such an allegation. Like this. In a freaking full-on smear campaign in the real media. Oh, I'm a whistleblower. That is nuts. That is deranged. These people need to be locked up. They need to be in an asylum. We can open one, actually. Let's just open one and put these people in it. Because whoever can think up something like this don't belong in society with the rest of us. I'm going to say that. That's my opinion. Now, they're innocent till proven liable or whatever, but I think they did it. I do. It's my opinion, just based on, what I've been through. I know that this stuff happens. I don't know who did it to me. I wouldn't be surprised at all if it was literally these people, though. A comparison to the document Camp Sugar allegedly sent to TAG shows identical language, including a phrase that refers to Ghost as the Indian Ghislaine Maxwell. Oh, no. And she's Indian. Y'all better not come for her. That's probably my cousin. And an allegation that she's notorious for withholding artists' work from release. In a deposition, Case, the former PR manager of TAG or whatever, said she made cosmetic changes to the copy allegedly drafted by Rebel Wilson's company and included specific language that had been requested by Jed Wallace in the voice note and Melissa Nathan via text message. She wasn't presented with evidence corroborating the claims and wasn't aware of anyone in the firm who researched those fake accusations, according to this is crazy. This is crazy. I know very little about her from cursory searches when we first had taken Rebel on, the former PR manager said. There were articles about her being a bit of an insidious figure in the music industry, but I didn't know much past what I could find available online. At one point, Rebel Wilson demanded her public relations team to distribute adversarial coverage of Amanda Ghost, who was directing the movie. Chairwoman of Blavatnik's AI film as the feud worsened, according to court filings citing messages from the actress. You were supposed to get the negative information out about Ghost and have failed to do that, she wrote. Oh my God, what a crazy psychopath lunatic. These people need to get out of the society with it. They need banishment. They need to be banished. Case said in her deposition that she wasn't taken aback by Rebel Wilson's instruction because she said that's the way things work. It can be somewhat of a tit-for-tat situation depending on the client. She said she never spoke with Rebel Wilson and she only received directions from Jed Wallace on the website. The case has steadily been escalating since the Deb producers Amanda Ghost, Gregor Cameron, and Vince Holden in 2024 sued Rebel Wilson for defamation after she accused them of sexual harassment and embezzlement. A countersuit was filed by Rebel Wilson. Multiple public statements from the lead actress of the movie denying claims that she was harassed, alleging Pitch Perfect star blocked a distribution deal that followed. An inflection point came last year when Discovery in the It Ends With Us legal battle unearthed communications laying the groundwork for a new defamation claim against Rebel Wilson over the smear sites. Melissa Nathan's company, TAG Agency Group, has been an ongoing business partner of Brian Friedman and his law firm. Wow. Oh my God. That's disappointing. In the past decade, he's become one of the entertainment industry's most visible litigators, a regular presence in the media. As a self-styled pit bull, Advocate for clients ranging from Kevin Spacey to Chris Cuomo to Diplo to Megyn Kelly, herself a former lawyer who vouched for her counsel, by explaining once he's on board for you, he'll unalive for you. If you F with my client, you get what you get. Oh my God. And these are thugs. These are mafia gangster thugs, if true. In February, the Hollywood Reporter revealed how the slanderous sites at the center of the Ghost Wilson dispute appear to be part of a broader online smear machine. Yep, I've been a victim of it, which connects to many other recent headline-making sagas. Yup, they range from the S-trafficking case involving the Alexander brothers, who were convicted this month in Manhattan, to the legal feud between K-pop entertainment giant Hybe and its former top executives. Digital forensics filed last fall in court for the Stephanie Jones lawsuit. Another alleged victim first linked Jed Wallace to the wider pattern. Her attorneys contended that it was apparent that Melissa Nathan and Jed Wallace have run a clandestine cottage industry of creating fake smear websites and social media accounts targeting their adversaries and those of their clients, and doing so often in connection with litigation. Listen, if by any chance and for any reason at all whatsoever, any of these people who have Jed Wallace on their list want to run social media account or two to see if it's one of these, I would be more than happy to work with them to show them exactly that, because I think I have some evidence of one of these exact type of social media accounts. Often in connection with litigation, like when they open right at the time litigation starts and their names are actually entitled something having to do with legal litigation. Isn't that interesting? Friedman, they termed this a playbook, a clandestine cottage industry of creating fake smear websites and social media accounts targeting their adversaries and those of their clients, often in connection with litigation. They termed this a playbook. Brian Friedman has previously objected to Stephanie Jones's technical data, terming it speculation presented as fact. He wasn't identified in Stephanie Jones. This is Brian Friedman, the lawyer. He wasn't identified in Stephanie Jones's legal forensics as a culprit, nor was he named in her lawsuit as a defendant. Yet, the subject, oh my God, there's another one. Yet, the subject of another smear site, the actress turned activist, Alexa Nicholas. Remember her from Nickelodeon? She was on Zoe 101 with Britney Spears' sister. She sued Brian Friedman and Melissa Nathan for defamation last month. Oh my gosh. She contended the attorney was an integral part of a team working to control unfavorable narratives. As a defendant in Alexa Nicholas's action, he has so far remained silent on the matter. In the Hollywood Reporter's investigation, Ghost's lawyer, Camille Vasquez, explained that any litigator's involvement in commissioning such smear sites would constitute a profound abuse of power and a betrayal of the lawyer's role in the justice system. Y'all better go look at Mark Garagos. I think y'all need to look into him. She added, quote, secretly engineering false or misleading narratives to intimidate, discredit, or pressure an opponent crosses the line from zealous advocacy into misconduct. This is Johnny Depp's lawyer, Camille Vasquez. When a professionally orchestrated smear campaign is weaponized in litigation, it distorts the legal process. Somebody better come through on Jay-Z and Desiree Perez and look at them, because I just got copyright struck on my other channel today. I never forgot about Celebrity B, and I got a video coming down the pipes one of these days on it. When a professionally orchestrated smear campaign, this is the words of a lawyer, an attorney, a very high profile one, Camille Vasquez. When a professionally orchestrated smear campaign is weaponized in litigation, it distorts the legal process itself by polluting the fact-finding mission, influencing witnesses and the public, and attempting to win through reputational harm rather than evidence and law. We got to circle back to the P. Diddy Netflix documentary too. the one 50 Cent made, because that's what Diddy's doing at the beginning. He's like, we got to get somebody in the media. We got to get somebody who knows how to do propaganda. Until the It Ends With Us saga pointed a Klieg light at him, Jed Wallace had been an under-the-radar Hollywood operator. Yes, he did. Scant online footprint of his own. The digital fixer, who lives right outside Austin, Texas, has been compared to the shadowy entertainment industry problem solver of Showtime's Ray Donovan. That's who they compared Jed Wallace to, Ray Donovan. Brian Friedman, Jed Wallace's longtime associate, has previously lauded his resourcefulness. Blake Lively's legal team has described Jed Wallace's work in court, and they describe him as specializing in high profile and high net worth clients for whom he executes confidential and untraceable campaigns across various social media platforms, including TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, and Twitter, to shape public perception of his clients and their adversaries, and to perpetuate those perceptions by, among other things, creating social media accounts with inauthentic users. Oh my God. Welcome to your freaking tape, Jed Wallace. Your time is up, buddy. He has denied this, however. And his own attorney instead characterizes his business as being a crisis mitigation firm engaged by clients to help navigate real-life human crisis, threats, trauma, and mental health concerns. It helps primarily families and individuals when they find themselves unjustly attacked. No, they're the ones that do the unjust attacks, in my opinion. Extorted, doxed, swatted, scammed, or in need of help navigating through the most frightening situations. Let me pull up one of the Jed Wallace documents from the Bam Margera lawsuit, shall we? Shall we? I think we shall. Okay. Found one. Okay. This is a declaration of Jed Wallace in support of a special motion to strike. So Bam Margera sued the Paramount people, Paramount and a bunch of other people, and they filed a motion to strike to get rid of the lawsuit. They didn't want the lawsuit here. And so Jed Wallace wrote a declaration in support of Paramount getting the lawsuit dismissed. He said, I declare as follows. I'm over 18. I make this declaration, He said he obtained his undergraduate degree from Fordham University in 1993. Come to find out that's not true. Come to find out that's not even true. He did not get his undergraduate degree from there, and he had to actually file with the court and tell them that. I have over 17 years experience. Okay, this is Jed Wallace. Now, how is he just described in that article we just read? A PR crisis fixer manager, right? Here he says he has over 17 years of experience working in the substance abuse and behavioral health fields. During his career, he worked with nationally recognized treatment centers, treatment professionals, first responders, and law enforcement. Oh, okay. To do what? To create ethical treatment programs for those experiencing alcohol and substance use. Wait a second. I thought he was a PR guy. He said, in the last 7 years, I've worked as a crisis and wellness consultant on hundreds of different cases. I've worked for a number of high-profile clients, including celebrities and movie studios. I've worked for law enforcement, first responders, public officials. Most of those cases, I work on the crisis. Wait, hold on. In most of the cases that I work on, the crisis is caused by behavior health issues. Is that the case for Rebel Wilson? Was that the case for Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni when he was working for Justin Baldoni? He said, most of the cases I work on, The crisis is caused by behavioral health issues that are often exacerbated by alcohol or substance abuse. Because of that, I'm often brought on in cases where previous treatment and recovery attempts have failed. My goal is always to create a treatment program that will help the individual find their way toward accountability and recovery. This is the same Jed Wallace. What the hell? He puts together a team of experts. He matches them with the treatment program. Does he get a kickback? I'd love to know. He was contacted to put together a wellness program for Paramount. He met with Bam and his wife. He spoke with Bam. He wanted help. He was going to be retained by Paramount, not Bam. So to participate in the Jackass movie, he had to do it. He had to do daily testing. Jed reached out to his network and assembled a team. The team he assembled included Heather Hayes. Remember whenever I told y'all earlier, he was listed as the media contact for Heather Hayes. Heather Hayes is a licensed counselor, board registered interventionist, 35 years of experience in behavioral health. She's widely regarded as one of the best substance abuse treatment professionals in the company. Her company provides mental health solutions. So it's like all these money changers, y'all. It's like I brought on me, the Paramount brought on me, I get a fee. I bring on Heather Hayes, she gets a fee. Heather Hayes brings on some other people, they get their fee. It's like this is the PR crisis manager? What the hell? What the hell? So I will say, I completely forgot to talk about David. And now I'm completely exhausted and it's like getting close to my bedtime. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to cover the David today. All right. What I will say is, please watch this whole video. I will cover the David sometime soon. I plan on going live on this channel at least 2 times, maybe 3 times, maybe 5 times next week. I'll be going live more around like midday, early afternoon. And we'll talk about David next week. I know I said, David in the title. I'm going to have to update the title. I totally forgot. But make sure, please, that you are subscribed and make sure you watch this full video, because the only thing standing between me and getting monetized here is I need like 1,000 watch time hours. And I think I had like 3 watch time hours when I started this live, because like people were watching the little shorts I put out, but they were just shorts. So I am going to go. I am hungry. I'm thirsty. And I've been basically like nervous and stressed out all day, like anxious for this, like to come up. And then, I got the freaking stupid strike. I did counter notification on it, but like knowing them, they might try to sue me or something. So that's aggravating. But yeah, I'm about to go take a load off or whatever it's called. I also had Sanskrit class this morning. And on days when I have Sanskrit, I get so exhausted. That's all I really had for this one. Thank you all so much for coming here for the first live stream. Make sure you take I don't know why that pinky poked up. My fingers don't stay down unless I'm holding them down. Make sure you take a picture. You're the first OG in the first live chat ever. And that's all I really had for this one. In the meantime, facts and opinions and songs and music videos ain't defamation. And everybody is innocent till proven guilty. I don't know any of these people. I wasn't on any of these calls, and they could all be lying. Love you, Mina K. Bye.